What's up, beautiful PHP family? How everyone is feeling today? Welcome back to another live stream. Maticho Modric, how you doing? Gabriel, what's up, dude? Joaniquito, let's do this, dude. How you doing? Simoliti Angelo, how you doing today? Gabriel, nice to see you. Jeet Joed, what's up, dude? El Bota, how you doing? Happy to see everyone. You know, excited to be back. And by the way, this will be my last stream of 2025, at least on this office, okay? Then I will be traveling and I will come back in 2026 for another beautiful year. So I decided to come back with a nice live stream to begin with, to end the 2025 year, which is basically building something together. We are going to build a package from scratch all together. And I call this package Smoil, which I think is a great name as a package. Small and Smoil kind of rhymes a little bit as well. How everyone is feeling today so far. I'm excited to be back and let's get started. I'm super excited. All right, let's move back into our coding screen here. And there is a few things I want to talk with you about. The first one is that we have a new video on the channel. Call it the PHP 8.5 pipe operator is broken. It's more like, a small funny session that I had on the previous live stream with you all. And most of you know what happened. Basically, while we were streaming, PHP 8.5 was kind of broken, and we found out that was related to something else, which you will find on the video. But before we jump into that, I want to see how everyone is feeling today. Is everyone having a good week so far? What have you guys are you working on at the moment? I want to hear from you. Tell me what is going on in your side. Meanwhile, if you guys could help me out with this video, I would really appreciate. The only thing you have to do is go all the way down, and you see this beautiful like button. It's just literally click on it, and that's it. Takes a second, and it really just works. Boom, boom, boom. Chat. All right. So today's goal is build a new CLI tool, okay? And I need your help on this one. I'm going to present you with a plan, and you let me know what you think about this, okay? You let me know what you think about this. So the package will be called Smoil, okay? Smoil comes from a game that I play, actually, call it Rust. There is a monument within Rust, call it Smoil. So I think it's a great name as something that does not exist anymore for sure. And I think we'll just, kind of match this small letter in something easy to memorize kind of thing. And I have cloned this project already. And what we are using at the moment, and let me just share my PHP starting screen. For some reason, not working. 1 second. We need this. And now it should be good. Okay, it should be good. By the way, chat, let me know in the comments if you can hear the music. Okay, I don't know if the music is passing to you guys. If it's not, let me know if you want to hear some music. Today we have some country music as usual. So let me know in the comments how things are for you, okay? Boom, boom, boom. So the only thing I have done so far is clone the repo, at least from my skeleton repo, okay? So that's what we have at the moment. And we have a plan in place, okay? We have a plan in place that we are going to discuss all together to see if you guys agree, okay? So let's just open a new file with the name plan.md, okay? I think that's a great way to start. Let me open here the chat on my phone at the minute, because I have this closed, and typically I have this open. For some reason, I started live stream without having this open. So let me fix that. Here we go. 50 people on YouTube. That's awesome. Chat, don't forget, go all the way down and put like on this video, okay? 50 people on YouTube, which is absolutely cool. All right, here is the plan. So today, for development, we have multiple tools. Right? We have multiple tools, one of them being stuff like Pint, we have Past, we have Latastan. What else we have? We have multiple CLI tools that we use every single day, okay? Now, I have this idea of developing a tool that detects code smell, okay? So a code smell is, for example, you guys have a model, and within that model, you want to have something that, for example, a token, typically it's always hidden, for example. Something that ends with ut, like created ut, or updated ut, or potentially something like started ut. This is always dates, so should be in the casting as well. So I want to kind of develop a tool that detects code smells, and that's where Smoil will be, okay? Okay. F. Permento, how you doing, man? FaceNam3, what's up, dude? Nice to see you today in this live stream, okay? So we have Pint, we have Past, we have Latastan. Latastan is type checking, okay? Past PHP is code testing. And I want to put something in the middle. And of course, Pint is styling or linting, let's call it that way. And I want to have something in the middle here. Call it Smoil, okay? And what Smoil will be is checking for code smell. And again, within the code smell story, we have multiple things. The first one is that if a column has a token name in the middle, this should obviously be something that that should belong to the hidden field or hidden column within my models, okay? Another example is something that ends with, again, 80th Earth, okay? This should be cast to date time. And I have hundreds of examples like this. I'm currently actively developing a Laravel app at work, and I kind of just wish to have this tool that will just check a bunch of stuff for me. So that's what we are going to do today, okay? Shed, I want to ask you, what do you think about the name Smoil? Is the name Smoil actually good? What do you think? Ron is saying, how about sniff instead of Smoil? So sniff actually means something which I would like to avoid. When I like to come up with wording that doesn't mean anything really. And Smoil, I think it's something that if you were to Google that, nothing will just appear. So I think I'm going to go with Smoil. Thank you. So we have Smoil for the name. Let me know what you think about the name. If you like it, between 1 and 5, how much would you give to this name? Like a 5 means very good, 1 means bad. Let me know between 1 and 5, which classification would you give to Smoil? Nick Sara is saying the following: Smoil seems nice, short and easy to remember. It's a 5. Well, that's good, man. That's very, very, very good. Kurdal92 is saying that is a 3. F Parento is saying that's a 3 as well. Oh no. LPO is saying playing in RM while we play. That's awesome, dude. Richard is saying pi. Oh my god, I love that one. Okay, we have a few 5s, we have a few 4s, and a few 3s. By the way, chat, let me know how the music is for you, okay? Let me know if you can hear any music to begin with. Today we are with some country music, which is a good thing. Well, a bunch of 5s on YouTube. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit about code smells. I think we can start with this one as an initial goal. No music? Oh, that's fine. People like no music anyways, so I think we can go with no music today. People like... I think the token is the one that we can start it with, but I think in the future we are going to have a bunch of them, okay? I kind of want to add some of the things I have typically on architectural testing on pest. Things like your controller should only have index, store, create, and everything. And if you have anything more than this, it should be a code smell. Models, for example, should not do XYZ. So we have a bunch of rules we can add. But I think today's goal is kind of focus on a single rule and kind of architecture the project in the way that we can add more rules in the future and it will not become slower. So for that, we can use the async package I have developed for PHP to make it super fast, no matter how many rules we have. We have that to do. So that will be the plan, okay? Why not implement that in Rector PHP? So Rector PHP is for refactoring. It's kind of ES linked. Patrick is saying, I want to hear only your voice. Well, that's awesome. That's exactly what we are doing today. This could be another exciting project in Golang. So I cannot develop in Golang, or I cannot use Go here, because Go doesn't have access to runtime information in Laravel. And in fact, for developing a rule like this one, we are going to have to boot Laravel, for example, okay? So we'll have to do something like this. User, or new user, and then get the Eden fields, for example, okay? So this is something that can only be computed if you have access to PHP code. Therefore, we are going to have to use regular PHP. Code smells can be very opinionated. Well, I think the goal is that I'm going to just go super opinionated, okay? I'm going to just go super opinionated on this. And if you have a column that has the word token, I mean, the likelihood that that column should not be exported in any Laravel models is just huge, okay? So I think I'm going to allow you to ignore certain warnings, but I think this should be enough. Simone is saying, why don't you like mutation testing? Why? I love mutation testing. What makes you think that I don't like mutation testing? I love mutation testing, okay? All right, chat, we are ready to go. 60 people on YouTube. YouTube people, go all the way down and click on the like button. Insanely important, okay? Insanely important. All right, chat. The first thing we need to do is kind of having a CLI app for this. And for that, there is only one thing we can use for CLI apps. Let me know what you think it should be. I think we should go with Symfony Console. Symfony Console is awesome for CLI apps, so let's do that. I'm going to type here, Composer requires Symfony Console, and start with a beautiful Symfony Console, okay? Ooh, we need a Composer update to go to the latest version of... Oh, what the fuck is happening? Oh, this is still using past4? Oh my god, this is no good. We are going to go with PHP 8.5, and of course, we are going to go with past4 as well. Should we go with PHP 8.5, chat? I know that a lot of people are not running yet on PHP 8.5, so let me know what you think about this. Maybe we should go with PHP 8.4. What's up, David? How you doing? Thanks for saying hi, man. What's up? What's up? Package, baby. Oh, yeah. Today we are so in developing this package. Even is saying PHP 8.5 for sure, no reason to support Asian technology. So the problem about PHP 8.5 is that there is still a lot of packages that do not support, or a lot of environments that do not support PHP 8.5. I think, like, I'm going to agree with YouTube here, and I'm going to go with PHP 8.4. Yeah, I think we should go with PHP 8.4, okay? PHP 8.4, I think it's more than enough, okay? PHP 8.4, past v4, everything v4, and Symfony v8, by the way. We should go with Symfony v8 here. Okay, I think that's enough, and we should be able to type Composer update. So then we can type, Composer requires Symfony Console. Okay, so let's type here Composer requires Symfony Console. Bada boom, and type enter. No command found. Compose. I'm doing too much Docker Compose at the minute that I literally confused Compose with Composer. All right, we got Symfony Console 7.4. Let's go here with Symfony Console 8.0, because why not? Okay, let's use the latest and the greatest of Symfony. Time Composer once again. So this should give us something. Apparently, collision is not yet interesting. So collision does not yet support Symfony 8.0. I need to fix this and collision itself, but it won't be today. So let's go with Symfony Console at the minute, version 7, I think. And I'm going to do the same thing with Vardamper as well. Yup. Type Composer update once again, and hopefully we have Symfony Console working as expected. And we do. Any reason why I include the patch version in Composer? That's a great question. So the reason why I include the patch version is that I want to always be on the latest in the greatest version of my dependencies, okay? That's why, for the same reason, I always type Composer bump, because I want to make sure that my users are only using the latest version of my dependencies, so I can reduce the surface area for introducing bugs. You know what I mean, Roberto? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How everyone is feeling today, chat? I'm super privileged to be able to work with this beautiful language, PHP, and you guys know what I mean. PHP is so good in 2025. We all love PHP, and I hope you do too. How about Sentinel? I have no idea what is Sentinel, dude. I would love to know what is Sentinel, but I have no idea. Boom. Chat, let's go. Let's move forward, man. Let's move forward. We need to move fast today, okay? So let's create a new folder with the name bin, so we can place our bin executables. This one of them will be this thing called small as a PHP binary. We need to add the hashbang all the way top, but I forgot how to actually execute this. Something we can take a look at is Laravel Pint, okay, which is something I have developed literally maybe like 3 years ago, okay? So let's go to Laravel Pint, and here we are in Laravel Pint, and let's click here on our Pint executable to see what we have here. So we need this beautiful thing all the way top, okay? Well, this allows, by the way, if you don't know what this is basically a way of instructing your operating system which binary should you use to execute this file. So now if I were to go into bin smoil, and I were typing just smoil without extension PHP, the operating system will know exactly how to run this file. Let me just give 755 to smoil. Okay, here we go. And now if I type this, it should execute, and it did. Okay, and it did. Shbang. This is called shbang. We love you too. Thank you, Ron, man. Thank you for saying that. Software on Kick, how you doing, man? By the way, chat, today we are streaming to teach YouTube, Kick, and Twitter. If you guys love my work, don't forget, go all the way down and click like on this video. And of course, we need to say thanks to our beautiful sponsors, Redberry International, one of the best digital agencies for Laravel and Vue development. Check them out. They're absolutely awesome. And of course, Native PHP, one of the best ways of developing mobile applications using the wonderful language PHP. Titan, of course, this company who builds and rescue web applications and development teams, and they have the person who wrote the book Laravel Up and Running, Matt Stauffer, the OG of the Laravel community, and of course JetBrains International. JetBrains is the company behind PHP Storm, the best editor in the entire planet for PHP development. And of course Laracast.com, the place where I've learned everything I know for Laravel, PHP, React development. Jeffrey Webb is the absolutely GOAT. You guys know that. CodeRabbit, one of the best ways of having AI reviewing your code through pull requests. And finally, Devin AI, one of the best way of offloading tasks to your through Slack or through Teams or through Linear, and Devin AI will just take care of it. Check them out. Because of our sponsors, this stream is possible, okay? So big clap for our sponsors here, okay? Big clap. PHP is delicious, absolutely, man. The best language in the entire planet, okay? The best language. And the best language in the entire planet starts with the beautiful strict types all the way top. You guys know this, right? You guys know this. And afterwards, what we need to do? Well, we need to do nothing. No, we need to import a few things, right? We need to import a few things. This is the way I import things on PHP? Not anymore. I'm doing too much JavaScript these days. The thing I need to do is import the Symfony console situation. So let's read the documentation about that, all right? Symfony console, let's just click here and open this beautiful documentation. We can just copy this little thing right here so we have our application up and running. The first thing we do, import vendor autoload, which was 2 folders below, I think. Yes, it is. Vendor autoload. And then we use this Symfony application thing, and then we run it. This should actually already give us something. Give us a list of available commands. So we have your console tool. So I assume I can do something like set name or something like that. Here we go. This is called it Smoil. And also we have our beautiful version, which is at the minute, nothing at all. Okay, so this will be at the minute 0.0.1. Okay. Okay, let's see what we have here. Even is saying the following composer logs, make sure you have the exact version of the packages that were when the developer published the package. So by the way, when you do a package, you don't export your composer log, okay? Composer log is something that lives at the application level, okay, only. PHP is delicious, absolutely. Yo, Jeffrey Way, how you doing, dude? Thanks for passing by. Boom, 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 boom. David is saying no music. Yeah, today we have no music, just my voice. Let me know if that is okay for you. Hopefully it is. Chat, by the way, I want to ask you. You guys know I have developed something called Laravel 0. So I want you to write on the chat. If you have used Laravel 0 in the past, type yes. And if you haven't, type no. Okay? Of course, I have various projects using Laravel 0, including Laravel Pint. However, today, for a question of simplicity, we are using only Symfony console, and there is a likelihood that I will end up migrating this to Laravel 0. It's just a question of not doing it at the minute. Okay? Ashley Hindle, Laravel. Are you using your Laravel email today, dude? How you doing, man? Thanks for the live stream. Thank you for coming. What is Smoil? Well, that's a good question, okay? Some of you just arrived, so that's a good question. So Smoil is something we are building all together today as a family, which is something that sits between Past and Larastan, okay? So for local development, we have various things in the Laravel community: Pint, Past, Larastan. And Larastan is for type checking, Past is for testing runtime code. I want something in the middle, which is super opinionated, that detects code smells. What is a code smell? Well, for example, if you have a column that contains the word token on it, there is the likelihood that you want that within your hidden attribute in your models, okay? That's a high likelihood, like 100% maybe, you know? Another example is if you have columns like created at, or started at, or finished at, there is something that these columns have always in common, which is the suffix added at. You see this suffix? So I was thinking, like, if your column name ends with this suffix right here, the possibility that you want this on the daytime casting is just huge. So another validation that I have in mind. Now, I have hundreds of ideas like this, but I need a way of putting in them into a tool that will do these checks for me. I don't think it belongs to Larastand because Larastand is type safety. I don't think it belongs to PassPHP because PassPHP is runtime checking. So I think like this will be a perfect opportunity for building a package all together. All right, Bruno, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Enrico, Sandy, no. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. First time hearing about Laravel Zero? Dude, Laravel Zero powers a bunch of tools that you are using today, okay? Laravel Pint is built on top of Laravel Zero, but there is also the Laravel installer is built on Laravel Zero. Like there is exposed from Beyond Code. I don't know, man. So many CLI tools at the minute, okay? This looks really interesting, Bruno. No. It does, man. Thank you. Ooh, what we have here? Richard Keep is saying the following. If a column starts with is, the likelihood that will be a Boolean casting is huge. See, guys, this is exactly what I need from you guys, okay? So let's type here, suffix added at is casting to daytime. And our beautiful community friend, Richard Keep is saying the following. If the prefix is, the likelihood of the casting to a Boolean is super high. So that's a very good suggestion, by the way. That's exactly what we need today, okay? Suggestions like that, okay? Suggestions like that. I love it. So if you guys have more ideas like this, just write on the comments below. And chat, we have more than 50 people on YouTube. Don't forget, go all the way down and click like on this video if you can, okay? If you can. Prefix should also be considered as a Boolean. Oh, that's a good point. So prefix is or should be cast as the Boolean. Oh, very good point from Curdle92. We have the is, but typically with an underscore afterwards. That's a good point. Okay, so we can do this. Like if it's is or should, the likelihood that will be a Boolean is super high. Chat, and we are only thinking about models, but there is so many other things we can check. Controllers only have the CRUD methods, for example, or make sure all controls return something always. Like there is so many things we can do. It's mind-blowing, okay? It's mind-blowing. You see, is admin. Every single user table has that. Oh, we have another one. Type. Okay? So typically something that ends with type will need a casting to an enum. Okay? Because if you are using something like user type, for example, I mean, this user type will be very likely to be an enum, right? So we can cast to an enum as well. Count is a number. Let's go, dude. Oh my God, I love it. Diabel just said that if something ends with count, this needs to be casted as an integer. You see, dude, you are thinking like a boss today. And I love that, man. I love it. This is exactly what we need from you guys. Exactly what we need. So many opportunities, so many shit. This does not belong to type check. That's why I think this should not be a PHP stand extension. But instead, it might not be an integer. Elaborate on that one. Elaborate on that one. Elaborate, dude. I want to know. Status is an enum as well. Good point. So type and underscore status absolutely is an enum as well. The chat is setting a new standard. Absolutely. Prefix can. What is that? Big brain. Diabel is on fire today, dude. How you doing? Chat, is Christmas. New Year is coming. You guys need to set goals for the next year and need to be even better than last year, man. You guys need to go for the double of what you are at the moment, okay? Okay? That's what I want for next year, man. I want to be big next year. I'm going to be honest, chat. Like this year felt good, but it didn't felt enough for me. Like next year on YouTube, I want to kind of reach 1,000 followers in 6 months. If that doesn't happen, will be a huge disappointing for me. And that's why I'm like hiring people from my YouTube channel. Things are going to be so much bigger than they are at the minute, chat. And I count on you guys to help me out, all right? I'm counting on you guys. But next year, if on the next 6 months, I'm not reaching 100K followers on YouTube, I'm like, huge disappointing. Huge disappointing, chat, okay? This year we're going to reach 25K, hopefully. And that's already a good number, but next year needs to be just much, much bigger. Oh, good point. Can also needs to be a prefix thing. Good point. So the is, the can underscore, absolutely. Nuno wants the silver plate. Absolutely, man. Ooh, Master Simon is saying that it needs to be. So, Master Simon, what I will do is that if there is a count, I'm going to check if there is a casting in place. And if there is no casting in place, I'm going to say you might want to cast that to an integer or a float. You see? That's what I will do, man. That's what I will do. Oh my God. Samuel Del Angelo is saying the following. If it's underscore ID, that needs to be as casting to a string or an integer. Thank you so much, dude. Exactly what we want. Floats are bad. GTC app mag, I agree with you. UID or integer? Well, which is a string. By the way, chat, I'm about to give a talk next year. Next year, my talk at Laracon India and Laracon Japan will be about Laravel best practices, and we are going to talk about so many stuff. UIDs by default, all that crazy shit will be so awesome, man. Will be so awesome. All right, chat, we need a command, so let's go here into source directory, type this beautiful commands folder, and then come here and start and just type something like analyze, which is, I'm going to just type this default command because the default command will be just run the thing. Let's call this default command.php, and then let's go here into the application and say set the default command. Does it accept like a string? It does. So this will be default command, okay? Oh, I need to just do the full thing. All right, let's do it. Let's do the full thing then. So this will be small console commands, namespace, yeah, that. And then I'm going to import, oh my God, I'm going to use the output, input, and of course, I need to import like the command thing. That's what I want to do. Console command, okay? Let's do now a final default command that extends final class. Oh my God, I'm noticing that I'm typing just worse because I'm using Cloud Code all the time. It's just insane. Extends command. Okay, and that should be it for now. This should be good enough. Good. Unknown class command. Oh, it's command, I think, actually. Yes, it is. How about now? Now it's good. Let's go to Smoil and set this beautiful default command as a default command, okay? All right, that should give me like an empty page at the minute. So if I type bin Smoil, command default not defined. Oh, I think I know what I need to do. Yeah, this needs to be Smoil here. That's why. The autoloader from Composer was not working. Okay, how about now? Are we good? Not yet. Small console commands, of course, this is absolutely wrong. This is absolutely correct. Small console commands default command. Oh? Does not match? Oh, Nuno Maduro, of course, I forgot that. Nuno Maduro Smile. How about now? Are we good? Almost good. Nuno Maduro Smile. Oh, I need to... Oh, wait, what? Namespace doesn't match PSR4. Move directory, source commands. Oh, console commands. Yeah, makes sense. Thank you. GTS Mega saying old school coding. Oh my God, like typing the code at the minute is being called old school. That's insane, Chad. That's insane. Where the name Smoil comes from. So there is a game I play called Rust, and there is a monument on that game. I'm going to show you. So if I type Rust Smoil, you see? On the game I play called Rust, there is this monument, which is something you can do. And people, it's called Smoil Oil Rig, but people call it Smoil because it's shorter. So that's why I came with this name. Okay. Okay. Smolder, smoiling, smoles. Oh my God. Oh, I know another one we can do, chat. I know another one we can do. You see, there is so many opportunities here. Like not call the env function globally. Replace this with a config thing. Okay. All right, how are we? So command not found still. Like what the fuck? Nuno Maduro small console commands, okay. Nuno Maduro small console commands default command. Okay, now will work. Okay, chat. Nuno Maduro's console commands default command not defined. Oh, okay. I think I know. I need to basically write the entire command, which I literally forgot. Let's do that right now. Okay. Yeah, I need to do this full story, which was not done at the minute. Let's do that. Okay, I need to import this as command, which is a new attribute from Symfony. So people will call this default, which is enough. Default command extends Symfony command, and then I'm going to invoke this, and this will be the logic. Thank you, thank you. What happens if I want to use the input in the output thing? How do I do that in Symfony at the minute? Oh, I see. Jesus Christ. Oh, I just provided here? Okay. So I just do output interface. Something I want to do up front with this console tool is that I want to make an option called --AI so it can be used with AI. You know what I mean, chat? So we are going to do that. Absolutely sure. So if I type here, see output, write a new line. Hello, chat. Put like on this video. Will this output anything? Hopefully it will. Oh? Oh. Command name. Jesus Christ. I need to register the commands. Maybe that's it. Yep. Hello, chat. Put like on this video, chat. You see? That's what you need to do. No models inside migrations. Ooh, that's a very good one, man. Shit, you guys are on fire today. Jesus Christ. No models inside migrations. That's a red flag. 1000% sure. Honestly, if your migrations are using anything else besides the DB facade, that's a huge red flag, okay? Okay? Do you guys know why? I want to see if anyone here knows why it's a red flag to use models or enums or any app code literally on migrations. And if you do, write on the chat why it's problematic. It's not the architectural testing. You know, I think like I kind of regret the way I've done architectural testing on past PHP. The reason it's because architectural testing initially was because it was about defining an architecture in your code. But over time, it kind of become more as a static analysis tool. So every time I had something, I would just shovel that over there. And I think that was a mistake, okay? That was a mistake. Sabrita is saying it fires events. Well, actually, that's one good point, but it's not mainly about that. That's a good point, but it's not mainly about that. By the way, chat, we have a beautiful 60 people here on YouTube. Don't forget, people on YouTube, go all the way down and click like on this video. And just as a reminder, we have a new video on the channel called PHP 8.5 is kind of broken. If you guys haven't watched this video, which is super fun, be sure to go to that video and also put like on that video, just like that. Just takes a second. You just go here. You see this like button? Bam! And it's done. Beautiful like button on there, okay? 100%, yes. Appreciate the person clicking on the emojis. Here we go. Meister Simon from Twitch just wrote this beautiful description for us. It says the following. Migrations exists in a specific point in time. However, in your application classes, they may change over time. he's saying something really important, which is if you refer to a model or if you refer to an enum, that migration will be the same forever. However, you may not end up with that enum or that model in the future. So you kind of want to just be safe and not use them. So if you were to rename them or not have that enum anymore, your migrations are going to still work. Clap for Mr. Simon, okay, chat? Clap for Mr. Simon. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, that's a very good one. Okay, we have this running. I think something we are going to need is something that maps application code into a kind of a structure that we can use in the future, okay? So what can we do here? I want to have some sort of, at source level, I want to have this folder called it parser, okay? And the parser will basically build up definitions, okay? So I think we are going to have definitions. And one of those definitions will be models.php, okay? Models.php. So let's type here models.php as a file, okay, a PHP file, call it models. And this will be just a simple class that will do the job of building definitions about the application is models, okay? So let's type here Nuno Maduro Smile PHP Insights. That would be a good one, but no, it's not PHP Insights. This will be Smile parser definitions. Okay, beautiful. And then we have a final read-only models class, okay? Model, do I like models? I think I like models, yes. No down method on migrations. Let's fucking go, man. Oh my god. You guys you guys are on fire today, and I love that. No. Oh my god. Oh my god. No down methods on migrations. Huge red flag, okay? Huge red flag. You should. One day, if I build my own company, I'm going to have this interview process where I'm going to just make these questions, okay? Like, what makes a migration good? And the guy would answer, no done method. And I will be like, check mark on them. You know? Hello from Hungary. Tamas, how you doing, man? Peters from South Dakota. What's up, dude? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by, man. Using enums in migrations is fine. No, it's not fine. Using enums in migrations, minus 10 points. Hey, Colonel, what's up, man? All right, no down methods on migration. That's another one. Okay, so we have the models definitions. Okay, let's build this one at the minute. So I think like something we're going to need on this one is, let's type here a public or a static public function, infer, and this will basically infer the definition of the models. Okay, do I want to have this way? Because I feel like that should be just model. And yeah, this should be just model. Okay. Yep, model. And this will infer a bunch of them. Exactly what I want, okay? This will infer a bunch of models, just like that. All right? So this is where we are going to build all of the models definitions. Just like that, okay? So I need to find a way of having a Laravel app here. What can I do? I think I'm going to have just a regular test file. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have a test file with a unit folder. And on this unit folder, we need to have kind of a mimication of the source directory. So let's have here parser, and then definitions, and then model test, okay? Model test.php. Let's close this. Let's build an application, a Laravel application, so we can use it here. So let's go to our tests folder. Let's build, or let's make a features folder. And within the features folder, let's have our Laravel app. Let's type here Laravel new application. And this will be just the entire Laravel app. Do you want to update herd? Not now. Do you want a starter kit? No. Do you want a testing framework? Of course. Let's do this for now. And then we are going to include this project in our compose.json so we can start inferring some of the things from this project. I want SQLite, Perfect. No validation on actions. Well, that's maybe up to debate, so I don't want to go that further, okay? I want to kind of have stuff that everyone uses. That's for sure, okay? Most of us are going to fail the interview. You would be surprised to know how many of my viewers here at Twitch and YouTube have kind of, agreed on some of the things I share. So do we need NPM? We don't need NPM. By the way, I've been told that PNPM is 1,000 times faster than NPM. Let me know what you think in the comments, actually, because I have heard that I should start using PNPM, and I'm still using NPM all the time. What do you use personally? Okay, so we have this. What else do we need? I need to go to my compose.json, and then on my autoload dev, I want to have an app namespace, which will point to tests, features, and how I have called it? Just app? Okay. App and app. This should work. I'm not sure yet, but let's see. Interesting. So we have a lot of people saying that PNPM is way better, but we also have a few people saying that they still use NPM, and that's okay. Diabel is saying just watch the video on PNPM on the website. Oh, really? Why? PNPM. Do they have like music? Because if they do, oh, it's the Theo video. I don't think I can watch this. Yeah, I'm afraid they have music, and then they will just screw my live channel. I will check it afterwards. Okay. It is funny that they have used Theo video. I actually have a few videos on my channel that I kind of wish people would just use them on their documentation websites. Like, I have a video here called about Mago, for example, which is really good. Like, honestly, they should just use this for their website, okay? And I have other videos about Rector PHP. They probably should just use those videos too, because they're really good, okay? So let's do this. And I think now we do need to include some of the dependencies we use on this application in our own dev dependencies. So let's go here into our app directory. Let's copy this, and let's include all of this stuff in our dev dependencies, because we do need to use all of this, at least this to start with. So let's do that. Ba-ba-boom, ba-ba-boom, compose.json. Let's go here to our composer dev, which is here, and let's include the Laravel framework. Okay, so we have a project to tinker with. Composer update on the wrong folder, of course, still wrong folder. Composer update. This should install Laravel on this project, and it does. Okay, and now if I type vendor bean past, I don't have past. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I do. Here we go. This should run literally almost nothing. Yep. Makes sense. I need to instruct past to not include the features directory. So let's go here into PHP unit, which is, wait, what? What is PHP unit? Oh, it's right here. And the default test suite will be at the minute unit only. Here we go. No tests found, which is expected. Let's go here to our test suite and write something super simple like it infers hidden fields from models. Okay, let's type function, a beautiful closure, and let's just do nothing. This should run, and it does. Didn't perform any assertions, kind of expected. So let's get the models from our beautiful new definition. Call it model. Here we go. Infer the models. Just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Here we go. What do I have here? I should have an empty array at the minute, and I do. So I expect models not to be empty to begin with. All right, we have something. They are empty at the minute, but hopefully we are going to have at least the user model. Oh, great point from Mr. Simon. The password, if it contains password, needs to be hidden. 1,000%. So token and password needs to be hidden 1,000 times. Anything that means something that you think it should be encrypted. Like, by the way, I forgot about that. Stuff like token and password should always be encrypted or casted to an encrypted to the encrypted casting. Okay, so models hidden and the encrypted casting as well. Ashit, good point. Good point. Thank you, thank you. Just like that. Easy peasy. API key. Ooh, good point. In general, I think like key, if it ends with underscore key, very likely enters on this casted to encrypted and should be hidden thing. And by the way, something else we can do is if it's encrypted, it should be hidden to begin with. Oh, you can do so much stuff, chat. This will be so huge. Secret. Thank you, Richard Keep. Secret as well. Underscore secret. We can do so many shit here, chat. Like, honestly, the potential of something like this is just huge. Huge. For those who have arrived, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do, working with PHP all day and Laravel all day. If you guys appreciate my work, go all the way down and click on the like button. Today we are developing a new open source project called Smoil, okay? Now, I have developed multiple things in the past. Pint PHP, Past PHP, Larastan. Larastan is for type checking. Past PHP is for runtime testing. I think something else should be built here, right in the middle, that does some type of checking for code smell, okay? And typically, for example, if you have a column that has the word password or token or key, the likelihood that should be hidden is super high. Same goes with casting. It should be casted to encrypted, 1000% sure, okay? Everything is encrypted, should be hidden as well. So something we can do as well is check that for you. Suffix add ut, used by finish it ut or started ut, should be casted to a datetime as well. There's so many little things we can infer from a code base and how the user should do it. And I think like Smoil will be perfect for that. I want to have Smoil working very well with AI. So if I type something like vendor bean Smoil, I want to be able to provide the --AI flag. So then the output will be this beautiful JSON output that the AI can use and fix these things for us. This will be absolutely huge, chat. Let me know what you think about the idea. How about the sensitive parameter attribute? That's a good point. So an argument that has, that's a good point. Okay, that's a good point as well. Juanito is saying the following. If you have a PHP parameter that says password or token, shouldn't this always have the sensitive parameter thing? I think the answer is yes. So that's probably another thing we can do. Okay, detect sensitive parameters. Interesting idea. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. You guys are going to be able to help me out, by the way, okay? Because this will be fully open source. Fully open source, so everyone can use it and leverage to build much safer applications. Oh, by the way, chat, I'm 1000% sure that I will be flooded with messages, people that tell me that already exists. I don't care. If I don't know about those projects, that's a red flag already, meaning that they don't have either proper marketing or proper feature set. So, you know what I mean? Diabel wants to help out. That's awesome, dude. Mr. Simon is saying, do encrypt hashed fields? Isn't that trying to secure already something secure thing? Well, in general, the hashing should happen at models level, So, you love strict projects? Me too, man. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the Nuno Nation. Oh my God, chat. You also check the order of the method parameters. I think that's, I don't think that's being too opinionated, I feel, That's being too opinionated. All right, chat, let's see if we can go into this infer method and actually infer the models of this project. First of all, I'm going to double check if I have access to the base path, okay? Do you have access to the base path? Let's see. Function does not exist. App is not set. Okay, we need to... What do we need to do? We need to boot the framework. So let's try to do something here. I don't think it will work. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. Let's see. Let's go here and type, let's build this new pass.php file. And something I will need to do is type past uses this test case from Laravel. I don't know if this will work. If it doesn't, we need to find a proper solution for this. Okay, let's see. It does not because Bootstrap is not defined. Yeah, this will be just a huge problem. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will. Oh, let me think. Oh, I have maybe an idea. If this doesn't work, I should be using Orchestra test branch, 1000% sure. But, Okay, I will try one last thing. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to use Orchestra test bench. Thank you, Puyapal. How you doing, by the way? Sup, Luis? How you doing, man? Welcome to the live stream. Private auth could be encrypted. I don't know, man. Maybe it should. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, this does not exist. How can we fix this? Well, I can have a test case. And this will be namespace tests. This is a class, call it test case, which will extend the regular Laravel, the base test case from Laravel. So this will use the test case from Laravel. I don't know if this will work. If it doesn't, we may have to use Workcast test branch. Okay, which is something, it was a package from Meyer. Is it complaining though? Why? Already exists? That's fine. This should be as base test case, just like that. Okay. All right, no longer complaining. And one thing I need here is infer the application base path. So let's go here and see how can I type that. Create application. This is what we need. Yep, this is incorrect. How do you? Oh, I can set an environment variable. Beautiful. Let's use this instead. I can set the environment variable. Let's use this instead. Okay. Can I use this at? Let me just dd this to see what we have here. If I dd this, what do I have? Okay, this is actually correct, but not that correct. So what happens if I just copy this, go here, do this, and then I can call the parent, just like that, infer base path. Oh, doesn't work? Why? Oh, this is application level? Fuck, that's a problem. Okay, what else can I use? I can override the create application, I think. Let's do that. Create application. I would have to override this entire deal, but I have no other option, I think. Let's do that for now. We don't need this, we don't need that, we don't need this. And now this will be directory where I am at the moment. This will be one folder above. So this will be dir name of this. And then this will be at features folder application bootstrap app.php. Okay, if this doesn't work, we will need to kind of use Orchestra test branch. Okay. And then I need the require at the very end. All right, let's see. Let me dd this first to see what we have. Okay. I'm doing fantastic, Puyapal, man. Thank you, thank you. Vida Gemira, have you done your Go project? So I kind of want to wait for a license from JetBrains. So I need to reach my my partner at JetBrains so he can give me literally a license so we can use here on stream. Okay. All right. So once we have that, I will be able to go back to Go code. 70 people on YouTube, go all the way down and click like on this video if you can. Hey, Pick and Flow, how you doing, man? How you doing? Boom, 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 boom. Require. Oh, okay. I cannot use the require with that. Okay, I'm going to do this and just DD this stuff. All right, what do I have at the minute? Failed open required bootstrap app.php is not being used. Oh, not yet. I need to kind of import this in the correct way. So this will be tests, test case, just like that. Okay. And now it should already DD something. Okay, we close. Models test cannot extend final class. Oh yeah, this cannot be final. Let's continue. Yep, this is beautiful. Missing a small space, a small dash there. Okay, this is correct. So if this doesn't work, we're going to use orchestrated test branch. Failing open requires small features. Okay, features, app, bootstrap, app.php. This is correct. Users Nuno Maduro, work projects, Nuno Maduro, small. Yep, features. Oh, tests features. So I don't need this dir name then? Maybe I don't. How about now? Tests kernel does not exist. Yep. Oh yeah, this is a wrong class. This is the contract from Laravel. The console contract. Okay, how about now? Payload service provider not found. Well, this is expected because I forgot to import all this stuff within my own compose.json. So let's do that. Yep. We don't need past anymore. And we don't need this comma. Let's type here composer update. And that should be able to go. Or ready to go. Let's see. Past service provider not found. Oh yeah, I need to type composer require, past PHP, past plugin, Laravel --dev. Okay, how about now? Here we go. Okay, we got our DD. This is what we wanted to begin with, is that we want this DD to output the correct base path, meaning that now we can try to infer models from this project. What's up, Pick and Flow? We don't need test. Of course we need past. We're using past at the minute. Already included. Easy, lemon squeezy. Amazing Planet Bytes is saying the following. A quick question. I usually use Volt and I love the CRUD via models. Should I use models or avoid as they are overload the page? I don't know, man. I'm not a front-end guy to begin with. I have, very low taste for good UIs. There are people who build UIs that say models suck. Other people that say models are good. So I have no idea. Okay? I have no idea. In Pick and Flow, we are building this beautiful new package called Smoil, which is something that sits in between Past and Latastan. And the goal is give you nice insights about your project, like if you have a token column on a database or a password column, that should absolutely be encrypted, plus should be added to the hidden columns. If you have something that ends with add ut, something like started ut or finish it ut, absolutely sure it needs to be cast to the datetime. What else? If you have, if you are using models on migrations, that's a red flag. You need to be warned about that. So that's kind of the idea behind this, okay? Shrieky Stare, what's up, dude? Welcome to the live stream. How you doing? Nice to see you here. Use slide overs. What is that? Thanks anyways. You're welcome, amazing. How you doing, by the way? That's cool. I know Pick and Flow. That's cool. And let me know if you have already upgraded your project. We are using PHP 8.4, okay? Chat, by the way, let me know if you agree that you should be using PHP 8.4. I think PHP 8.5 is not ready yet for the entire industry. So I think PHP 8.4 is actually good, okay? Walter Koto, what's up, man? Welcome to the live stream. That's cool. I agree, man. Pick and Flow is saying, I finally upgraded my project. It's now on PHP 8.2. Dude, that's not that bad, okay? I know and I trust you that I know that you will upgrade that soon. Okay, PHP 8.3 is the barrier that I won't cross. We still go with PHP 8.4, if you guys don't mind. Okay? If you guys don't mind. All right, we have the base path. How can we infer models? Well, I think we can infer to begin the models path. I think like the models, every single, let's just think a little bit, right? We have two options. We can have this project that or have this thing that will just basically include every single PHP class and then infer the ones that extend models in Laravel, or we just infer the ones that are within app models directory. What do you guys think? Do you think that every single person in the planet have the models on this folder? So we can do this, or we can have this kind of class that will just basically infer every single class that extends models. I don't know. What do you guys think? Prices should be casted to integers. Well, on that one, we agree. I think now maybe like, yeah, something we can do, chat, is we can have this support class that will basically allow us to fetch every single class that extends models. Go with the database. What do you mean? Let's maybe like, let's think a little bit. Let's build a support folder. Okay. Let's build a support folder that has, I'm thinking about, for example, files that do not have even a class, like migrations, for example. Yeah, someone will have the models not in a default place, I know. You can search for models in the app recursively. Well, that's what we can do. I was trying to avoid that. DDD people. Yeah, if you're using DDD, that's a red flag. Shit, should we just should we go here to the plan? And if the people are not using like the app models directory, bam, red flag. Stop using DDD and use just regular stuff from people. Should we do that? No. That would be too much opinionated. If people are not using the regular app structure, we should just type something like stop pretending you know what you are doing. Just check for using interfaces with DI. What do you mean? Okay, chat. Let's send it. Be opinionated. Yeah. Let's do the following. Let's try to do a class that returns back everything that extends something. Okay. So let's call this. Do I want to call this files? What we're going to need? We are going to need to expect every single file eventually, right? Okay, let's do the following. Let's have here a class with the name file, just a simple file, okay? And this file will have a type. What I don't want to do is kind of trying to reinvent the wheel here. I'm pretty sure there is a package who already does this. Let's try to find it, like PHP find classes that extend. Help me out, chat. Try to find a package that will basically, what is this? Of course, it has to be spaCy. Of course. What is this? Exactly what we want. Isn't this like exactly what we want, chat? Isn't this shit exactly what we want? Oh my God. Discover in, and then we give the base path of the app, all the classes implementing or extending the model from Laravel. Isn't this exactly what we want? It's always you or Spassy. Well, they have a little bit more packages than I do. Let me just check how many dependencies they have here. They don't have much, so I think we can use this. What do you think, Chat? I think this is exactly what we want. So let's require this and see how well this service. Oh, you guys cannot see my webcam? What the fuck? Okay, are you guys still there? What happened with my laptop? I know. Something went wrong for some reason. I know. All right, I'm fixing this. Webcam. What the fuck happened here? So I don't want this one. I want the Elvato. It's just gone for some reason. What the fuck? One moment, chat. I know. I'm fixing the camera. 1 second. What the fuck happened here? Do I have to go with my MacBook camera? Elvato camera up. 1 second. My camera just broke. Connect a device. Like, it's literally broken. My camera just gone, chat. Oh yeah, it's literally broken. Doesn't work anymore, chat. My camera is gone. Yep. Goodbye, camera. It's time to buy a new one. Oh my god. Yep. All right. Looks like we are going to have to go with this one. Like back in the days. We back, baby. We back. Oh my god, this camera is so outdated though. Feels like shit at the minute. Here we go. We back, chat. We back. So that camera is gone. We need to buy a new one. It would be a hardware glitch. I don't know. Maybe like it's just broken. It doesn't work anymore. We are back with old school camera. Okay, chat. Let's use I was just saying, let's use this one. Looks awesome, this package, by the way. Exactly what we need, I think. Exactly what we need. Let's require this and see how it goes, okay? So not too many dependencies, which is good. If you're using Laravel, then also publish the configuration file. So I'm not using Laravel. So I think like what we can do is not have this file anymore. And now we can go to this model definition and just copy like their API. All right, let's copy this. And let's type discover, which is a class from them, okay? And then here I just give the base path, all the classes, extending, oh my god, so good. I literally guessed the API, love it. Extending the model class from Laravel, okay? So this will be eloquent models. And I'm very curious to know what exactly is being returned here. Very, very curious to know. Can I import? Oh, this is already called with model. Interesting. Okay, well, no problem. Let's just do this. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's type here models, DD models, using the best debugger in the planet. Puyapal is saying the following: you can just use the get declared classes. I'm going to teach you something, Puyapal. Get declared classes will not include the classes that you haven't used already. Okay, so the get declared classes will only return you back the classes that you have required already. So if you have a specific code that goes through half of your project, but it doesn't go through the other half won't be returned back from the get declared classes. Okay, and I'm hoping for that this package will kind of not do that. All right, let's see. Let's go to the terminal and run vendor past. It is slow though. Okay, we have app user, but we also have illuminate stuff. This maybe it's just doing too much. Let's type here app path because we don't need the models. We don't need anything from the vendor directory. Now it's empty. That's interesting. So in app path, what is app path? It's exactly what we want. So why wouldn't this return back like a full fleshed out list of, Ronato just subscribed for 6 months, dude. I really appreciate your support. And by the way, chat, be like Ronato and support my work financially. You can do it 2 ways. First one is through Twitch subscribers, which obviously if you have Prime will be for free. And the second option is through YouTube subscribers. If you want YouTube members, which is literally the same amount of money. Yay, yo, Bo, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. They also have caching. That's important, Diabel. That's very, very important. Very good point. Very good point. If they have caching, that's a good thing. Okay. So this is empty, though, for some reason. I'm very confused. Why would this be empty? So I want all classes extending that. Don't we have, like, the user model? Oh, because it's the user model is not extending directly the model from Laravel. This is the user model is extending something else, which, can I provide like multiple ones? Yes, I can. So it's extending the user from auth thing, I think. Here we go. So we do have this, okay? So now that we have the models, we can do something like this. We can have a constructor that the very first thing it will do is have a public read-only, which the class is read-only already, but we can have this public read-only hidden fields, okay, just like that. And we know that the hidden will be an array with integer as a key and string as value, okay, just like that. Beautiful, okay. And then all the way down, we need to do the following. Now that we have the user model, what we can do is fetch some of that information. You know what I mean? Is fetch some of that information. So we can do the following. We are going to, for each model return back from this beautiful thing, what we can do is type the following. Instances equals to this, and then return back those instances. And we can do, kind of sucks that, what is this? Oh, we can have this classes like that. For each class as class, we can now fetch the hidden stuff. Class instance equals to new class. And now we can do instances equals to new self and class instance get hidden. Hopefully this will work. I'm not sure, Shed, okay? So we know the class is from the type model in Laravel, okay? So we know that. So we can use get hidden. Here we go. I knew it. I knew we could do this, okay? So now we have all the hidden information. You can use named arguments here. And hopefully it's not empty anymore. Here we go. Here we go, Shad. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We got this test case working as expected. It's not yet testing as enough, but what we know here, infers hidden fields from models. So first of all, I expect the models not to be empty. And we also expect, can I type first? No. Can I type sequency? Yes, I do. Do I want to use sequency though? I don't. I want to fetch the first model just like that. Okay. And then I expect the model hidden stuff to be exactly, I don't know what Laravel brings by default here. Let's maybe DD this stuff first. Maybe I have at least the password should be hidden by default. Here we go. If the password and the remember token. So if we have, this is expected to have password and remember token, okay? So this should just pass at the minute. Here we go, and it does. All right, let's take a moment to read the chat a little bit. Muyapal is saying, what if someone have the user model? It's already a red flag, though. Well, have a base model is a red flag in my opinion, but what I think I will do, chat, is that I think I'm going to reach out Freak from Spasi, because I almost feel that this discover thing should be recursive, meaning that the class is extending eloquent models, even if it's through this. So almost feels like this package can be improved. Yeah, there is an option to also do that with interfaces. So that's a good point. So we can do classes implementing, for example. Oh wait, what? Extending without chain. Okay, let's try to use this, chat. Maybe extending without chain will serve as well, and we don't have to do this. Oh no, it does not. It is empty. Okay. So if I do this, will not return me back. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will have to speak with Freak from Spassy. Okay. Renato, we are building something called it's Moil, which is a package that sits between Past and Latastan and does some checking of code smell. Things like if you have a token or a password that should automatically be hidden and potentially also be within the encrypted casting. Another example is that if you have a column in the database that starts with is underscore, likelihood that needs to be cast to a boolean is high. So yeah, Stefan, what's up, dude? Thanks for coming today. How you doing? How you doing? By the way, chat, how many people do we have on YouTube at the minute? Let's read here. We have 68 people. Please go all the way down and click like on this video if you can. Okay, if you can. Okay, what else we can do? Let's check the issues tab, which is empty at the minute. What happens if I open the closed ones? I would love that recursive thing to be fixed though. And it's not. Okay, I may have to reach Freak about this. I will on Telegram. Thank you, Renato. Thank you. So it might be an issue in your configuration right now. What do you mean? What do you mean? So I think like in terms of definitions, this is enough. So the parser will parse the definitions in hidden fields being one of them. What else? I think like the casting is another example we can do already. We know we need it. So let's do the casting situation. Let's infer casting from models or casts from models. So I expect the casts to be something yet to be determined. We know that the casts will be an array. Let's just say casts. And we can also populate the casts with get casts. Beautiful. And this should just work now. Almost. Well, the casts don't have this. That's right. What do the costs have, though? DD casts. Has ID, email verified at, and password. Okay. So ID equals to int. We have email verified at, which is a date time, and password is hashed. Yep. This should work now. Okay, 2 tests passing. So we have the parser in place. Now we need another module within this application that the only thing we'll do is kind of check those rules, okay? So maybe we can call this, let me think a little bit on this one. Master Simon is saying, read the change section on the Spassy packages docs. Okay, I will. Do they have documentation close by? Yeah, I think I will check this change situation afterwards. Okay. Oh, someone is saying that if you want to have the change situation, just use the root. Oh, okay. Let me try that one then. Okay, so if I want to have the change situation, just use the base path. That's it? It's much slower though. Much slower. Well, still works, but much slower. How many instances do I have though? Do I have stuff that is not from the class, from the user? Well, this works though. It is much slower though. It's like 5 seconds. And it also brings stuff that is not within the app, which I would have to filter out. Are you going to create a configuration file? I have not yet decided. I may be super opinionated on this one. Okay. Well, thanks for the help, by the way. I appreciate that now this is fixed. That works very well. Yeah, we have an enum already on the list of things to do. Okay, we need. Are we going to call this rules checkers? Maybe checkers is a good name. Okay, checkers, and one of those checkers will be Eden fields or model hidden property. Okay, .php. Check.php, yes. So declare strict types all the way top. Namespace will be Nuno Maduro Smile checkers. Checkers looks like I'm playing checkers, which is funny. Mr. Simon is saying that the user will be the only place where he might break that inheritance. I know. Let's keep it like this for now, and then we check in the future. Andy from Lithuania is saying that 5 seconds is not worth the extra line of code. I know, but I'm thinking like other use cases where models will extend other stuff, you know? We can change that in the future. It's fine, okay? We don't have to take a decision right now. Sometimes, chat, if you get blocked by a decision, typically the work that I do is that I think like this. Is that decision like needs to be made right now? Do we have that urgency right now? If we don't, let's go with something that works, and then let's come back into it if it smells in the future. Typically, if something should be changed, you kind of know, you know? So parallel option there. So I think like Puyapal, we are going to use the async await package that I have developed to run multiple checkers at the same time. You know what I mean? So final read-only class model hidden property check. So this can implement a contract already, it feels like. So let's create a new folder with the name contracts. And let's create a new PHP file that says checker.php. This will be at contracts level, just like that. And the interface will be called checker, which the only thing it does check stuff. So public function check. And returns back a boolean. Now, probably this will change, but for now will be a boolean. Very likely to change, honestly. But for now will be just a boolean. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. Oh my God, Diabella, I cannot wait to meet you, dude. We haven't been together, and I have met some of the people here, and I cannot wait to meet you. How did you come up with the name Smoil? So again, I play Rust, and on that game Rust, there is a monument called it Smoil Oil Rig, which people call it Smoil. So I love the name. Okay. Model hidden property check. So this will implement the checker contract, which what it does is basically check for things. Now we need the model definition. So what we can do is do this. Models equals to model infer. So this will return back me all the models. And what we can do now is for each one of those models, I need to check if the hidden property has a few things. Okay, has a few things. How tall I am? So I am this size. Okay, this one, sorry. Can Smoil itself? That's actually a very good point. Absolutely, man. I think a great way of developing something is using it yourself. So, absolutely, we are going to spoil this project all the way down. Spoil it. We are going to spoil this project, man. How you doing, MK? How you doing? Today we are building something that will basically check for code smells in your project. Past is pasting itself, so that's a good point. So, chat, we need the columns as well. So how do we infer so we need to go to the model definition so we can infer the columns. So then we can do some of these checks, okay? So we have the classes. We need to fetch the columns, okay? Columns is so important that probably should be first. Let's actually order this by naming, okay? So casts is the first. Public array columns is the second one. So columns is, I think, will be, for now at least, a string, integer string. While the casting is a string. Is a string though all the time? I think it is. It might not be. Maybe. Perhaps. In the betweens. How do I fetch the columns from how do I fetch the columns from a model? So I think, yeah, but I think one example where Smoil will Smoil itself is potentially on the sensitive parameter, for example, because I want this to be a PHP project, not a Laravel one. Well, a Laravel one, but also would work on regular PHP stuff, you know? All right, fetching columns from Laravel. How can we do this? What is qualify columns, by the way? Maybe we can use this. Qualify columns. That's interesting. We cannot use this. All right. We have to come up with a smart plan here. Obviously, one of the options is creating a user and then creating an instance of that thing on the database and then use it. But creating something on the database feels like a code smell for me already. But I don't see any other option. Like, we cannot infer the columns on the database at static time, can we? Claude says schema get column listen. Okay. Well, let's try that one. Okay, Andy from Lithuania just shared this with me, by the way, Shed. Okay, so we fetch the table, and then we use schema. What is schema, though? Required parameter hidden missing. What do you mean? Oh, we're missing this. That's why. Yes, and the schema, it might be from Laravel itself. So let's see how it goes now. Oh, if the table isn't on the database, then we can use it. Well, it's compiling. It's like actually running. Let's write the test for this. So let's put the test. Let's put actually casting all the way top. So casting, and then it infers columns from models. Let's actually have all of this as well. So, and now we just dd the columns. Let's see what we have here. Yep, it works. Dude, you're so good. It doesn't give me the type of those columns on the database. So that would be helpful too, because there is the likelihood that we can infer stuff by checking the database type or the database column. It also would be nice, you know? That works, Puyapal. Thank you. Puyapal, that's a great suggestion. Exactly what we are doing. So, Amazing Planet, can you elaborate on the specific pancakes? No. We want to check the DB. Okay, I think checking the DB is okay. So let's copy this shit and use it like that. We don't need this, 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 and we don't need this, and we don't need this. We can run Pine on this now. Missing a few commas at the end, like that. Beautiful. Let's run Pine on this project. Here we go, much better. And I think this should work now. If I type vendor bean pass, this should work. And it does. Takes 5 seconds though. That's annoying because of the recursive shit. So I think Smoil will end up being a PHP project, but will work on Laravel better than it works in a regular project. All right, so looking at this, there's a few things we can do, okay? We can go back to the model hidden, and we can do a few things. So for each model, and then we can fetch the columns, okay, as column. If the column contains the word token, and I think like we can go like this. Yeah, let's just do token, for example. If it contains the word token, and we can fetch here the Eden stuff. Oh, we can use this, okay. And if that column is not within the hidden stuff, so if this is false, then we need to return false. Of course, returning false doesn't seem okay to me. Like, we need to find a better construct here. Probably a value object where you can just put within that, we can put like the result of this checker, which will contain like the file name that failed, the line potentially, and other things that might be useful. Andy from Lithuania is saying that the schema get columns and then the table inside will return much more information. Okay, that's useful. Can you combine casts and columns? Is not having a cast mean string? So in general, I think you should cast every single column on your database, okay? So every single column you have in your database needs to be within casts, all of them. Just because depending on the database driver you are using, the cast will be decided by that, okay? SQLite, for example, returns strings on integers that are integers on the database. So in my opinion, casting should always have every single database column you have. And this might be controversial as a decision, but it's what I do. Okay, that's what I do at the minute. Shit, we have 70 people on YouTube. Please go all the way down and put like on this video. Today we are building something that will sit in between Larastan and past PHP. We call it Smoil. And what Smoil do is check for code smell in your project, like stuff you shouldn't be doing. For example, if you have a token column in your database, the likelihood that that token column needs to be on the hidden property, but also needs to be encrypted is super high. So I'm gonna check that for you, okay? This will have an option, --AI, so you can actually feed the AI with this tool, and AI will just discover a bunch of issues automatically, okay? Automatically. Let me know what you think about this project. I'm pretty sure we'll be successful, like 1000% sure. If I'm going to actually build this to the end, which might not be the thing, you know, sometimes I stop stuff, which is normal. But if I build this to a point where I would use it myself, the likelihood that we'll be successful is so high, so high. Chat, let's create here a new directory with the name value objects, okay? In this value object directory, we'll have a single class with the name result. Is result a good name? I think it is, right? Result. Yeah, the result will have multiple violations. That's what we want. Yeah, we have a result class, and we're going to have a violation class, okay? Violation. Now, the violation, we know what we have, right? So it's going to be strict types all the way top, namespace equal to Nuno Maduro, collision. That's a close one. No collision. Nirmadura Smoil, value objects. And within value objects, we have this violation class, which will be a final read-only class violation. And as a constructor, we need a few things, okay? We need a few things. The first thing we need is where that violation happened, which typically there is a file attached to it. I'm still yet to decide like how this will work if it doesn't have a file. Something else we can do is make this a little bit more agnostic and simply require a description, which I'm not sure if I want to do that. Autocomplete is struggling today. I don't know. Maybe it is. I haven't checked it. It's going to be a PHP generic package. That works better with Laravel. Let's call it that way, because you have very Laravel specific stuff. So we have a file. Let's have an optional line for sure. And let's have a nice description, okay? So description of the violation. Yeah, I think like a description is required, and then the file in the line will be optional. Okay, so we have this, and we also have the string representation of this violation. So let's call this toString. And we can have it a method call it toString, just like that. And this will return, I don't think I want to do this actually. This will depend of the printer. If we are talking about JSON, it will be something. If we're talking about something else, it will be something else. We do need the toArray though. The toArray is essential for this. So description will be that, the file will be that, the line will be that. Okay. And if it's not there, it will be null. Okay, beautiful. This will return back a description. Potentially a file. Do I want to do that now? I don't want to make PHP Stan happy now. Let's just do string and then potentially string. Just like that. Okay. Reopen PHP Storm. No, I'm okay. It's fine. What is the value objects concept? Simple classes that old state. That's it. So we have a violation, and we actually need to return multiple violations. So we don't need to return at the minute a result. We might need the result thing in the future, but for now, let's just not do it. Let's update the contract. In the contract, we'll now be able to return multiple violations. Okay, one or multiple ones. Just like that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And by the way, chat, it is important that you guys keep yourselves in check regarding actually writing code and thinking about code, okay? I can tell you that Cloud Code will do a bunch for you. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. At work, I use a bunch of Cloud Code. But I always validate the code being produced by Cloud Code. At the same time, you want to make sure you don't get rusty with code itself. You know, you want to be able to type some of this stuff. And I feel like live streams are actually a perfect moment for this. I can just type stuff with you. It's just so much more fun. Okay, so this will return back an array, which will be an integer of violations. We talked about this. An integer of violations. And if we don't have the token here, I think we can return a new, well, we can add one new violation to the thing. So let's just go all the way top. Let's type here violations equal to an empty array. And if we find that there is a column named token without being on an hidden field, then we can just type here violations equals to a new violation, and then we can have a description. Column with name token detected. Oh, we can just say column or the column or the field. Well, is the field? Yeah, the field, and then we give it a description. Is missing. What do you give me? Does not have a hidden value. No good. Is missing within the hidden property. All right. Do we have a file? Yes, we do. So what we can do here is type model file. Can I do this? No, I cannot. How do I fetch the file of a given class? Do you guys know any PHP helper or anything really that will give me the file path of the given instance or of the given class? Another thing I'm using Cloud Code is for project management. Yeah, Cloud Code is just awesome. Cloud Code is so good. It's honestly ridiculously good at this point. You only use AI when you're stuck? Well, I'm using AI all the time at the minute. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know yet. Spassy package was doing that already. What do you mean? Oh, good point. It was returning me the file name. So something we could do indeed is having a file thing here. Good point. So here, this will be just class. Oh, now that I'm thinking, no, the file, Spassy was not doing that. They were just giving me classes back, not the file itself. Reflection, that's a good point. Puyapal is suggesting us to use reflection, which will technically work. Yeah, let's use reflection. I can type new reflection, and then let's import this. And what I can do here is give the model. No, I cannot. Well, I could use reflection, but do I want to do that now? Let's do the following, Shed. Let's not think about that at the minute. Let's just do. Maybe I want to do that now. Yes. Yes, I want to do that now. I want to do that now, but like in the lazy way. So what I will do here is have this public function. Can I use like the let's use the property getter thing for the first time. All right, this is the first time I'm using this, by the way. Okay, so let's create a file. And let's do a get. It's the first time I'm using this shit chat. And I think actually makes a lot of sense because I need to lazy evaluate the file. I don't want to do it every single time. So let's use get. And the get will be a new reflection. This is the first time I'm using this shit. A new reflection of the self class. Well, this cannot be read-only anymore, which is okay. Let's use reflection here. We don't need this. A new reflection. What is this? JetBrains? No. Oh, it's reflection class, I think. Yes. New reflection class from self, exactly. And then we fetch the file name. Get file name, exactly. And hopefully, I can now. Why are you complaining? Huh? Imagine downloading a package just to use it in one spot. Well, it's in this case, it's just it does a lot. You know, it does a lot that I don't want to do. So I think I'm pretty sure it makes sense here. For the reflection, no. For the reflection, I don't want to use Spassy. That doesn't make any sense. What am I doing wrong here? Get, can I do this? Oh, because it might not be a string. That's a good point. Will always be, actually. Why is it complaining, though? Expected semicolon? What do you mean, like this? Okay, that works. Syntax error, unexpected. Wait, what? All right, let's read documentation. PHP 8.4 property hooks. Oh, I thought I could use arrow functions. Cannot. I can. Oh, okay. Here is an example. So this is exactly what I have done. Maybe it's PHP Storm chat. Let's actually use this and see how does it behave. Maybe it's just PHP Storm being annoying. It might actually just be that. So now I can use fly. Nice. Model file, I mean, not fly. How about now? Oops, this will fail though. Yep. Let's actually return back violations here. Yep. We need a test for this though. So we need a new folder here, which will be checkers. And we need within this a test for this file. Model hidden property check test.php. Beautiful. It detects violations on it passes. Let's actually just give like a few use cases where this would work. It passes, okay. So what does it receive? Let's actually just do this. It detects violations on missing hidden properties, missing hidden values, basically, okay? So I'm going to create a new checker equals to new model hidden property checker. And if I run it, yep, I'm going to get a set of violations. And I expect these violations not to be empty or to have count, actually, to have count 1. And yep, that's enough. And violations, let's actually keep it like this for now. So if we run it, this should fail. Padistel is saying that model class will give you the file name with path. That's actually incorrect. Model class will give you the class name, which might not be the file name, okay? You don't have a set method? Well, I don't want the set method. Just want the get. That's it. And we just noticed that actually it's not even related. So it's working. It's probably a PHP Storm issue. Missing item columns. Yeah, that's, well, for the description, yeah, we need to kind of improve that. Victor Felix is saying, what is Smile? It's a package that will sit between Latastan and past PHP, and it will detect code smells in your project. Like if you have a column with the name token within, I want to make sure we tell you that you are missing. Yeah, so basically if you have a column on a database with the word token, that token should be within the hidden property in your models, but also should be cast to an encrypted casting. Is PHP Storm configured to use PHP.4? Yes, it is. All right. So we are writing our test, right? We are almost over here. Let's see. So we are typing this like that. We got one violation though, which is weird. Like what violation that is? This is incorrect. Oh, this is missing an S printf. Let's type here printf, and the column was missing there. All right, what do we have? It's saying the following: the remember token is missing within the hidden property. Which it is. But is the remember token something sensible? Like it's encrypted on the, let me check. Features. Database, migrations, user stable, the remember token. No, it's not. Oh, wait. String remember token. Yeah, then it might be. Well, 1 second. So the remember token is not being encrypted. Like we just saw that. Like it's not within the casting. Remember token is actually just the worst example. So I think we need to find a way of ignorables or whatever. Like here, we need to type private function, private array, sorry, ignorables or ignored columns, where we can have like private token being ignored. Yep. Why is it complaining though? Read only can have default values. That's so annoying. Read only cannot have shit. Okay. So if the given column is within the ignorant columns, we continue. Yeah. Thank you. So now we have an empty array, meaning the following. If I were to go to database migrations, let's have here a single migration for new stuff. Let's type here create features table, for example. And to put it up, we are going to have, I have a better idea actually. Let's delete this. Let's go to the users table. And let's potentially add something like API token, which needs to be unique. So now we have an API token on the users table, meaning that in theory, and I mean in theory, this should give me not yet. Do I need to migrate fresh all the time? That would be annoying though. If I need to migrate fresh all the time on my features, I have an idea. We can go here into our path.php and say that, well, actually I can just do apply database migrations actually. And that would just do it. Refresh database. Yep, this one. So extends the test case and uses or use refresh database from Laravel. Because that needs to be literally refreshed all the time. Even though for users, they may have to do this themselves. I need to double check this. Let's use this for now. All right, running past. Here we go. We got it twice though. The field API token is missing within the hidden property. I need to double check it. What's up, 1234? How you doing? Hello for yourself too. Walter is saying the following. Did you consider add a configuration file to store the columns and fields with proper casting? What do you mean? What do you mean? This is duplicated. Why this is happening? So we are going to go for every single column, and if that column let me check. So API token is only once there. Interesting. Dibel is saying, like the setting of underscore ID integer or string as a setting. You mean like having a configuration file where you would be able to disable that checks? Yeah, maybe. I would like to think about that, honestly. It's just too early to think about that. We have 2 violations for some reason here. Do I have 2 violations here too? I do. What the fuck? API token. Remember token? Well, it says API token. You know what I mean? Almost feels that we are talking about different. This is incorrect, by the way. Let's check let's fix the file because the file is incorrect and the file might give us like, you know, something to look at. Let's go here into the model definition. And this is not from self, by the way. This is from the class itself. So we can have something here that will be a string. Oh shit. I may have to not lazy do this actually. Yeah, let's not lazy do this. Let's actually do that at runtime at the minute. So public string file. We can have this at after columns. Okay. Well, I can have the class and then do that on the file. That's actually a good point. Let's go back and then have here public string class, which will be a class. So we can do this class string or string class actually of that extends the models from Laravel. Okay, and then I can give it here. Beautiful. This goes after casting, just like that. And then we can just do this again. New reflection class that uses this class and then get file name. Okay. What do we have? Oh, interesting. So basically, it's telling me the following. One of the models being returned is foundation auth user, and there is an API token on it. That's it. Oh, that is not. Wait, what the fuck? Maybe that is. I'm pretty sure that is not actually. Yeah, that is not. Interesting. Yeah, this code will be an open source project. Very likely. Okay. Very likely. Self to static. No, the issue was because I was not giving the correct class. That's it. So it's definitely the user model twice. Media what you're saying is off topic, but you are handsome man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. My webcam is broken, man. Honestly, I had a different webcam, but it just broke on stream. Why not ignore the vendor folder? Yeah, we may have to do that. So we cannot do that at the minute because otherwise classes are not being correctly being fetched. But we are going to do that. Yes. So something we could do potentially is the following. So I remember like when I was working on the framework, I did something kind of interesting within Laravel itself, which is ignoring the vendor. So maybe we can fetch some work that we did there. Let me see if I can do that right now. So within the test case, we have something called the create application, which we can use. And all the way down, we have this infer base path. And we have this register auto loaders. Let me see what this gives me. And I think this may serve as well. May. Wait, what? Oh, it's not being run. Yeah, I know. Let's put this, for example, at model hidden property check. Let's do it here. Yes. Mr. Puyapal is still awake, man. What time is in your place? I need only the keys, perhaps. Let's see. Okay, never mind chat. We cannot use this. I think like for now, as doing something really naive, what I will do, and this will serve as well for an unforeseen time, is that I can kind of filter the classes. So I can do something like this. Classes equals to array filter. And then I'm going to filter everything that does not start with app. And that, while it might not work forever, it will work for now. So static function, this will return back. This gives me a class. And then I will return if that class string starts with app. That will be not bulletproof solution, but will work for us. So I do this, and I need to array value this. Array count values? Is this new? What the fuck? I need to array value this, okay? So this should technically, and I mean technically, filter out everything from vendor. And it does, so this works. And now I only have one violation, I think. And I do, just one violation. Okay, this will work for now. Potentially in the future, we need to improve this. Not potentially, 100% actually. Walter is saying the following: to make it generic, to check for all database types, config as dictionary with the fields, name and casting. What do you mean generic exactly? Can you elaborate a little bit? Puyapal is saying it's 1 a.m. in my place. Wow, dude. By the way, my brother just got his passport. Now we are taking care of doing the visa situation. Almost done too. So very likely that he's coming to India. Doing some live streaming. It will be so awesome, by the way. So awesome. We have 63 people on YouTube. Chat, don't forget, go all the way down and put like on this video. If you enjoy this kind of live coding sessions, if these ones are your favorites, please go all the way down and put like. That's the way that I have to know if you guys really like this. Glad for your brother? Well, wait, we still need the visa. If the visa doesn't get accepted, he's not coming, so. Puyapal is saying we are partying on India. Yeah, we are, dude. 100% sure. All right, so we have one violation. Let's actually go to the model hidden and now remove this, meaning that we have one test passing. And we have a DD somewhere, though. Oops, right here. Okay, how about now? Now it's working. Yep, it is. It is working. It's super slow. Like the second run is insanely slow. Plus it fails because now we have one more API token. Well, that's true actually. So under number 3, we now have an API token. That's expected actually. You need a visa for India? Yes, we do, man. And it's the worst website for making a visa, by the way. It's the worst website for making a visa is the Indian website. It's like jQuery, Bootstrap, fucking something that I don't even know what it is. It's just so slow, you know. Just go to Visa India and you will see what I'm talking about. Okay, email is first after his API token. It's so bad, yeah. I am 100% sure that caching is not being used. And the reason why I'm sure that caching is not being used is because every single test is taking more than 2 seconds. We can once this shit, by the way. Let's type composer require spaCy once. Well, do I want to use spaCy once? Yeah, I think I want to use spaCy once. Yeah, let's do that. Composer requires spaCy once, and it's done. And now we can return this once. Now the chest switch should be just much faster. Oh my God, what happened? Close this window and open terminal again. Here we go. What happened here? Oh, here we go. Still slow? Why would that be slow? Oh, because the once is flushed between tests. That sucks. Oh no. Yep. So once is a lot of helper, by the way. I forgot to tell you about this, but so we can remove this now. So composer remove. Well, it might not actually be available. Yeah. I need to think about this. Let's keep the ones for now, but there is 100% sure. Well, let's not use the ones then. Let me do this. Composer remove spaCy ones. Okay, it's gone. What we can do here is the following. Let's just create here. Let's make this a singleton. Problem solved. Do I want to do this a singleton? No. No. But I can do something like this. Public function or public private array models equals to null by default. Here we go. And then all the way down, what I can do is if models is an array, then I can return it. This is self, like that. I can return it. Otherwise, they will be set all the way down. Self models equals to instances. All right, this should make my test suite 1,000 times faster. Bam. Undeclared static property. Yep. Like this. And here we go. So we just went from 8-9 seconds to 2 seconds because only the first test is slow because it's only the thing that is actually fetching anything. And afterwards, we just use the cache definitions to just move faster. Why not the Laravel once? Well, if we want to use this outside Laravel, the once helper won't be available. Real PVZ, what's up, dude? How you doing? John Sugar is saying the following. Does the columns expectation in the test need to use to be? Yeah, in this case, I want to kind of guarantee the order as well. Yeah. Joe is saying the following. Do you like putting namespace on non-method functions? What do you mean? We need something to make tests run super fast. Well, they're fast already. You know, they're fast. We good. I think we're good here. All right, Shet. We do have a passing test suite, meaning that we are able to detect violations. I think the very last step we want to do at least today is this default command needs to kind of run those checkers, okay? Now, there is multiple things we have to think about, like configuration and what checkers are used and whatnot. I think for now, I'm going to just have, on this command itself, I'm going to have an array of checkers, okay, that we are going to use. So let's type here checkers equals to model hidden property check. That's one of them. This will be an array of checkers. So we can just type here value will be an array where the keys will be an integer. And the second thing will be a string class that implements the checker interface. Okay, so we can just do string class and then checker interface, just like that. So we're good here. Is it complaining though? Undefined class, string class? Well, maybe this is class string, maybe? How about now? Are you good? Yes, you are good. And finally, to make something successful or not, we need to do, for each one of those checkers, just create the checker. So let's type here new checker, just like that. So this will be checker class. And this will be the checker itself. So new checker class actually. And then we just check. Now, when we check something, this will return back the violations. And what we can do is for each one of those violations, we can just type output. Let me actually fetch a better output here. We can just type new output equals to style output. We have this on Symfony? We don't. How about this? We also don't have this. Okay, well, no, we don't. Is it called console output? Console section output? Is that it? Does it give me like errors and shit like that? It does not. I will double check. DML is saying no, that not the current project. That is dead, by the way. You need to kill that, dude. You need to kill that supo.dev project. Hey Pedro, how you doing, man? Today we are building something called Smoil, which is a project that will sit between past PHP and Pint. And the goal is just detect a code smell within any PHP project. Oh, thank you, Diabel. Thank you. Okay, chat, let's keep it simple and maybe do the following. If we have any problem, let's just write a new message saying that contains the violation. Violation description, actually. Do we have a description? Yes, we do. And something we can do as well is do violation, blah, 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 blah. We can just do this. We may not have a file. I don't want to think about that at the minute. I'm going to just do this. And we can have here something that says the following. Violations found equals to false. But if we have any, this then will be true. Okay, yep. And finally, we have a success or an unsuccess, depending on what we have violations. If we have any, then we are going to return back a self-failure. If we don't, we return success. This is a very naive output, but it will serve as well. So if I type bin smoil, we have a problem. Okay, why is that? For each loop, this is incorrect. Another issue, call undefined method base path. Oh, because, yeah, this is not including Laravel. Yep. Yep. Because this binary is not including Laravel. And in theory, this should actually... Yeah, this will run within Laravel project, so this won't be an issue. However, technically, of course, we should not run a checker if it requires Laravel within non-Laravel projects. That's for sure. Okay. I can think about that afterwards. Right now, as an early solution, do I have any? Let me think. Yes, I have, but I kind of want to fix this in a clear way. And I may have to do that afterwards. Yep. But technically, this is somehow what we are going to have in the future, okay? Now, in terms of work that remains to be done, okay? And this will very likely to be open source, so if you guys can help me, you guys will help me out. In terms of work that needs to be done, is that once we have this very first checker done, will be kind of easy to do different ones because we have an example in place. So we can use Cloud Code for generating a bunch of these checkers. We just explain what we want. We can have the community contributing checkers. So in terms of, structure, this is kind of the structure we are going to have for this project. Of course, something big to keep in mind is the output. And I was thinking something very, very similar to Pint, where we have a dot per correct checked checker. And we can actually do that very easily. And we're going to have a cross in the red color if one of the checkers fails. At the very end, we have a summary of problems. So here, for example, what we can have is the source file and the line, if any. In here, we have just a list of descriptions of the problems we found on this project. I think the value of this project builds more and more while we work on it, and I'm 1,000% sure this will be very successful in the future. Okay. Paul, I think this will be just compact by default. Okay, this will be compact by default, 100%. So I don't think we need to have like a very verbose output on this one. We do need, though, 100% sure as well, is a --AI flag that will output just regular JSON or regular output that AI can understand. Maybe like we do the --JSON thing, and that will be an alias for --AI, or the other way around, actually. Okay. Your microphone is dying. That's another issue I need to fix, by the way. So my microphone is doing some static energy or static noise, which is really annoying. Okay, so we'll fix that, Shiver, in the future. Static interference. Yeah, he's doing a little bit of that. So I have to think, I need to check like why that is happening. But trust me, I had zero time this month, like zero time. And tomorrow I'm flying, so I will be only back home within 20 days. So the likelihood to fix that before that will be zero, and only when I'm back I'm going to fix that issue. Okay. No, it's not the speakers. It's literally an issue from me. Yep. Okay. So chat. That's it for today. We made good progress. Next steps will be make this open source. Ask Cloud Code to make a bunch of checkers based on the description. You guys can contribute with that, by the way, so we can monitoring and reviewing this very carefully. Build a nice README page. Work on the logo. I do know for a fact that some of you guys have this very beautiful website with a logo generation we can use for that. We need a video about this project. A lot of work to do, but I think we can do it fast, I think, okay? How do you like Laravel AI? So I have not seen Laravel AI yet. I do know that Laravel AI is something that Taylor is working on, but that's the only thing I know. No. We have mic issues. We have a bunch of issues. So first of all, of course, the camera just broke. But the second issue is that my microphone is making a weird noise. So I need to fix that as well. Hopefully in January we'll have time for all of that, all right? No miping popping on this scene? That's interesting. Does anyone have heard any static inference, static issues on my microphone since I have changed for this scene? Because that will be a nice thing to double check. Currently not. That's interesting. So far so good. He revealed the namespace yesterday. Yeah, well, that was expected already, though. Any news regarding the starter kit? Yes. So currently, João Patricio is working on making the starter kit style agnostic. So basically, we want to use ShotCN create project capacities. So you guys go there, you type just a command, and you have a full website, kind of unique, depending on your preference. Okay, not static anymore. Interesting. It might be from the scene indeed. That helps me a bunch, by the way, because now I can check which source I'm using on the other scene that I'm not using here, and potentially will fix the issue. Andy is saying it's device interference. So what do you mean by device interference, like in OBS words? One Pico, what's up, dude? Andy from Lithuania, if you are super into this kind of stuff, hit me on Discord, by the way, okay? Yeah, before we close this off, be sure, chat. Mobile phone, keyboard, any device. Oh? Chat, by the way, don't forget, we have a Discord channel. There is a bunch of us right there. You guys can join following this link, okay? There is also a bunch of socials that I'm on. If you guys are into things like Instagram, here is my link for the Instagram as well. Okay, here we go. Here we go. If you guys are into TikTok, here is my link to the TikTok too. Okay, here we go. Ladisa is saying, great work you are doing here. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate you taking the time to say that. It means a lot. Thank you, thank you. Well, it's not Discord, it's Discord. That was my bad. 50 people on YouTube. Before you guys leave, don't forget, put like on this live stream. By the way, I'm going to rate someone on Twitch, as you guys may well know. We have this option of rating someone on Twitch, meaning sending all of my viewers to a different live stream. So I'm going to do that right now. And when you arrive to that stream, be sure to post the PHP emoji. Who do we have online? Ooh, do we have Janita, which is one of my favorite streamers. She's doing currently coding in a different language, but we can rate her, and you guys can enjoy a little bit of functional programming as well, okay? And that's it. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful weekend. Love you all. I'm not streaming tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow I'm traveling, and I'm still yet to decide what I will do next week in terms of streaming, if any. So if I'm not super back for the next 2 weeks, that means that I was not able from streaming from the place I'm going in vacations. So, yep. I will be back normally on the 6th January, okay? Thank you. I appreciate the safe travels. Thank you. All right. Love you all, chat. Peace out. Boo.